Amazon presents Jeff versus Taco Truck Salsa. Whether it's Verde, Roja, or the orange one. For Jeff, trying any salsa is like playing Russian roulette with a flamethrower. Luckily, Jeff saved with Amazon and stocked up on antacids, ginger tea, and milk. Habanero? More like habanero, yes. Save the everyday with Amazon.
I am your host, Stassi Schroeder. Welcome to Tell Me Lies, the official podcast. What's the most unhinged thing of season 3?
Steven, because he's so evil.
I do think he is misunderstood.
You see everyone face consequences.
It's intoxicating. The writers just know how to trick you.
There's always a twist in this show. It's nothing you would expect.
Tell Me Lies, the official podcast, now streaming, and stream the new season of Tell Me Lies on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Sitting with me right now in studio is Mr. Red Apple Media himself, the amazing host of not one but two great shows here at 77 WABC, 5 p.m. every weekday afternoon alongside Rita Cosby. It's Cats and Cosby. And then, of course, his Sunday morning masterpiece, 8 a.m. Cats Roundtable. Had a very busy weekend, But before we get to all the fun stuff, I guess, Cats, we got to get right to what happened Saturday night at the White House. And I was worried for a second because I know you're friendly with Trump. I said, John's got to be there. But you weren't there because your schedule was so packed. And now, as it turns out, thank God you weren't there.
Well, I wasn't there because it was Greek Independence Weekend. And I had the busiest weekend ever. I mean, Friday night, I had the Brooklyn Tech reunion dinner with my friends. 60 years since graduating Brooklyn Tech.
Wow.
And we had a good thing, a good party at the University Club, a good dinner. And some of those people I haven't seen in 20 years. And it was so nice. It was, your old friends are your best friends. You know that. I think you know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, the ones that are happy for you.
Yeah.
Because some of them, they're a little envious of where you are, where I am. But the ones that are really happy for you, they make you feel great, right?
Sid, I don't give a crap. I'm still there. They want to feel that way. They don't feel that way.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't matter. I felt good.
How many people were there?
Saturday morning,
before we get to Saturday, how many people you think were there?
Well, our graduating class was 1,000.
Wow.
And I think we had about 100 people. And one of the alumni told me that, we're 77 years old, some of them 77, 78. It says 40% of them might be gone.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Then they would say, well, maybe, there's going to be a 70th reunion. Maybe we should do it every year or every 5 years now. I mean, and not wait till the 10 years.
Right.
And then Saturday morning, we went back to the high school itself. And I'll tell you, the floors, the doors were the same doors and same floors that were there 60 years ago.
No kidding. And where is that school exactly, John?
Brooklyn Tech, 29 Fort Greene Place in Brooklyn, right by DeKalb Avenue subway I used to take. And that's where Cousin Brucey learned how to do radio. We had our own radio station with the antenna on top of the Brooklyn Tech. It was something great.
Now, didn't you live in Harlem at that point?
I took the subway.
You did?
For an hour and a half. About 14 years old, 15 years old, and you don't think anything of it. The world has changed.
A lot.
And then we did, what else? We had the Greek Independence. The reason I didn't go to Washington, I was the Grand Marshal for the Greek Independence Day Parade, and they had a big gala on
Sunday.
Saturday
night was the gala, right?
So instead of being at the Correspondence dinner, because I was the Grand Marshal, I had to be there.
Right.
And
but by the way, plus
we had 800 people, and I gave some speech.
Yeah, do we have the audio from John's speech? Can we get some of that audio? I heard it was fantastic, not from John, from somebody else who said John was amazing on Saturday. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Coupled in all of that was also supposed to be a home game for the Staten Island Ferry Hawks, but the weather did not cooperate, so you had to play two games instead yesterday on Sunday, right? So, and all that, you had the gala.
Wait. Not only, I went for the parade in the morning, and we marched up Fifth Avenue. We had our WABC trolley. We had a float. We marched, and then afterwards, went all the way to Staten Island.
So you did do that yesterday.
Yes, we did it all. We did it all, just like Bogey and McCall.
Great song. I love that song. That would be Key Largo by the great Bertie Higgins, ladies and gentlemen. Key Largo by the great Bertie Higgins. So you had a very, very, very busy weekend. But just getting back to Saturday night, what was your impression, what you saw? Did you feel as if the gunman got too close? President Trump texted me and he thanked his Secret Service to me on early Sunday morning. But somebody came on the air. Paul Morrow said, well, he's quick to thank his cops. But there's a lot of folks who still feel like this guy got a little too close. What did you think?
Well, I think it's a bad venue. I know it's a different world today than it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And my advice to President Trump, and I texted him that, was you got to stay away from those kind of venues. You can't have 2,000 rooms. I don't know how many rooms there are upstairs at the Capitol Hilton, and that's the same place that they targeted Ronald Reagan.
He shot him. That's where Hinckley shot him.
Yep. And right now, I think he has to be extra careful, triple extra careful, because he's a target. And some of my intelligence people that I talked to said that so far they sent 3 bozos against him. Next time, they're going to send professionals.
What do you mean they sent? You think this guy was hired by somebody? I don't.
I think
you think so?
I think there's more to this than we know. Look, there's certainly more to this than we know in Butler.
Yes. That one I'll give you. You think that clown that showed up at the golf course was hired by somebody?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't think
so.
No, but that's what they do sometimes, so that that way there's no blame to go.
Yeah.
Because don't forget what happened in Iraq when they pissed off President Bush, and he went in there like what was the old expression? Like Grant went through Richmond.
Yes, he did.
And I think I don't trust, and I said, don't trust anybody. And the fact is that he's a target.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
there's
target.
no doubt.
And I think he should build that ballroom
because
it's a more secure area.
Yeah.
And I said to him, there's nobody there to replace you. Think about it. Who can replace the courage that this man has?
Nobody. No.
Okay? If you want to keep the free world free. And the speech I gave yesterday at the Saturday night at the gala was that I praised 2 years ago when I introduced Mike Pompeo in Athens. And I said to the Prime Minister, and I said to everybody, Greece is for Greeks. Germany is for Germans. France is for French. Italy is for Italians. Do not allow our country to be invaded. And that is important because that's what they're trying to do. And they invaded Germany. They invaded France. And I called out, and they invaded the UK. You know the real reason that King Charles is here? To make peace between the Brits and Washington because of what their prime minister is doing.
Well, Stormer is a mess.
Okay.
But Trump loves King Charles already, though.
It's the real reason.
You think so?
They're friends.
They're friends.
But they're trying to mend offenses. But I said to them on Saturday night, who are you going to trust? You're going to trust the French to protect you?
No.
You're going to trust the Germans to protect you?
No.
I mean, there is no free world without the United States of America. There is no free world without a tough guy like President Trump. What are you're going to trust Putin?
No, of course not.
But this is what they're doing.
Yeah,
this is what the French are doing.
Yeah.
This is what the Germans are doing. And that prime minister in Great Britain.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
What about Spain? Terrible.
My God.
Terrible.
And I'm disappointed. No, so you know what my attitude was? to the Greeks in that room. I said, trust America before you trust some of those people.
Of course.
The French or the Germans or the Italians.
Of course.
Because without the United States of America, there is no free world. There is no free Europe. Because, look what happened, Iran. Are you going to trust them with a nuclear bomb? I mean, President Trump is 110% correct. You can't trust them. Remember, originally said, I'm the one that went on the air and said they're playing, the Hamas. They got 14 kids. They go in, the Iranians go in, whoever the powers that be in Iran at that time. I shouldn't say all the Iranians because the Persians are great people. They go in there and they said to the Hamas, you have 14 kids, give us one of them, we'll give you $10,000. And we're going to give you guns.
Guns, yeah.
Go in there and rape.
And kill.
And plunder.
Yep.
Kill. Do whatever you want to do. But this is what, and you know who gave them the money? We get President Biden by raising the price to $100 a barrel for 48 months while he was president. Okay? Because everybody is criticizing Trump. It's up to $90 a barrel for 6 weeks. Okay? And Biden had it for 48 months. I mean, guys, enough is enough with this crap. And the fact is, you know what they did? And then not only did they raise it to $100 a barrel, they allowed the Iranians to go from 300,000 barrels a day, where President Trump had a cap on it, to 3 million barrels a day.
Aye.
We made them super wealthy.
Yeah.
And with Russia, at 10 million barrels a day they make. At $100 a barrel. We made them super wealthy. Russians had nothing to do. They said, well, let's go take Ukraine. And President Trump said yesterday, the hatred between Zelensky and Putin is... you
can't fix it. You can't fix it. No.
And I trust Zelensky.
Me too. I can't.
I don't think he's a legitimate guy.
Either do I. Okay? I know Peter King gets mad at us, but
no, let him get mad all he wants.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
But the fact is that he's not a legitimate guy.
John, that's one of the most crooked. That's one of the most crooked countries in the world.
But all of those that say lay off Iran, yes, President Trump does not want to plunder Iran, but he's got to get rid of the current management of Iran.
That's it.
Because if they gave those people in Hamas all of the weapons to go in there and plunder.
Not just Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, all of them.
But why they would do that same thing with the nuclear weapons?
Of course. What sane person's going to argue that? I don't get it either.
And look, I had a lot of friends from Brooklyn Tech, and a lot of them are on the liberal side, which is fine. I get along with everybody.
Yeah. You're better than me.
Yes, I am. But look, I think there should be correspondence. There should be communications with everybody. If
they're honest, that's great. But they're not honest.
But they're saying that we should give Iran a break.
No, we shouldn't. No.
You can't.
You know, I don't feel that way.
You got to get rid of the people.
The regime's got to go.
The regime,
that's right. You got to make sure there's no more uranium being enriched, and you got to make sure the strait is open. One more for you. Now you have a better relationship with this guy than I do. I hate him. Okay.
Who?
The mayor. You actually met with the guy. For me, when I see King Charles being escorted by Mamdani to the Freedom Tower on Wednesday, to the 9/11 Museum, I may vomit all over myself. What do you think about King Charles coming to New York this Wednesday to visit the museum with Mamdani, and even coming back on 9/11 to commemorate that day with the mayor?
There's 2 events on Wednesday with King Charles. I've been invited to both of them. I'm not sure I'm going to go.
Oh, go! You gotta go.
Listen, I gotta do my 5:00 show. I mean, they want you there an hour ahead of time. I'm gonna go there and sit down for an hour ahead of time.
Why don't you
That's
just
not
go?
Me.
Why don't you just go to the State Department dinner at the White House tomorrow night?
I'm not invited to that.
Oh, yes, you are.
I'm not invited.
John, one text.
Yeah,
President Trump.
I don't want to ask.
Okay.
I don't want to ask.
Yeah.
I don't want to. My daughter is going to the congressional hearings tomorrow.
She is.
Yeah, but
Where King Charles is going to address.
The joint session.
AJ's going to both?
Yes.
That's all. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
But look, the sun is shining.
Yeah.
And let's save New York. That's it. Let's save New York. Let's save New York State. And we love New York. You know, I go to Florida. It's great. I love Florida.
Yeah.
But 4 days later, I want to come back.
Same way.
And
I'm with you.
I go to the Hamptons. 3 days later, I want to come back.
I know. It gets in your blood, this place. It's a weird thing. It gets in your blood, right?
It's the greatest city in the world. And when I did meet with Mondami and I met with his deputy mayor, Julie Sue, I said to her, look, if I can help in any way, I want to help. But, you know, and all I'm saying is let's see what happens. You know the question I'm asking? I'm going to tell you the question I'm asking. Let's see what the actions are versus him possibly playing the violin to his own people.
Yeah.
You ever hear the old expression? The Jews, the Greeks, the Italians, we're all one people.
Yes.
The playing the violin to your own thing. And then let's see what he really does.
Well, or what he can do.
What he can.
Because he's a lot of power here. You know that. City Council Julie Menon is going to be the one, and maybe even Hochul, to keep him in check. We'll see.
Well, it's up to Hochul, and she's got a big election. And people, you know, Blakeman has a great shot.
Yes, he does.
But he has to communicate that what he's going to do, and especially that sergeant, the pardon for that sergeant.
Eric Duran.
100%. I mean, I think whoever's governor has to pardon that sergeant. This was wrong, a wrong conviction.
Couldn't agree more.
And Jay Clayton, the U.S. attorney, coordinating the federal forces down here, the FBI and all the other DEA as a coordination. And why, you know why murders are down and everything? First, we got rid of a lot of migrants.
Right.
The criminals.
That was Tom Homan,
Yeah.
President Trump, and at the time, Kristi Noem.
Okay.
Right.
And I think the federal government is overseeing it through Jay Clayton, overseeing what's going on in New York. And if the New York City or New York State won't prosecute, he'll prosecute.
I agree. Jessica Tisch, too. Amazing appearance as always. I know you had a great weekend, so I know it's back to work.
The sun is shining. Look outside. The sun is shining.
I know. Well,
and you know what happened with the Greek parade?
What?
It was raining on Saturday. It was raining. Everybody said, "No, it's the end of the world." But as we were getting ready to march, the sun came out.
God loves the Greeks, just like it never rains on Yom Kippur. Never. It's always sunny.
Never.
I've noticed that. Good to see you. I love you, John. Great job. Thank you so much.
Break a leg.
Thank you. I will. John Catsimatidis. Check him out later on this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Him and Rita Cosby, the great Cats and Cosby Show. And, of course, 8 a.m. every Sunday morning. It's the Cats Round Table.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?